What do you get when an F1 engineer applies their precision, performance and mindset to pastry? Lune has managed to develop what many consider is the best croissant in the world. And today I'm going to find out if I can keep up in this world-class patisserie. I have zero pastry experience under my belt, so this one is definitely going to be a challenge. Yes, I like that. Kate Reid.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome to my place.
It's amazing. So this dough is for 3 days' time, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us the 35-second intro into who Kate Reid is and how she ended up as one of the best croissant makers in the world.
I wasn't a baker by trade. I had an entire life before Lune came along. I'm actually an aerospace engineer. My first love before croissants was actually Formula One.
Amazing.
Got a job with the Williams F1 team working as an aerodynamicist,
Cool.
designing the external components of the car to make it go faster and stick to the track. And I've had a big flip, discovered croissants, which I think are kind of the Formula One of the pastry world.
Yeah.
Applying my engineering brain, but also my love of baking and creating something that makes people feel true joy for the 5 or 10 minutes it takes to eat it.
And has that dough changed much in your 8 years?
No. The size has,
Yeah.
but the actual dough is still the same one that Kate was using back in Elwood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't f*** it up.
Before you put all the ingredients in,
Yeah.
we go make sure someone checked it.
Sure.
Only thing is we need to
Cross-check the...
cross-check the flour,
Okay.
and that's my job.
Okay.
I can get you to mix the yeast for me.
Yeah, sure. So this is yeast, baker's yeast. A bit different to the dry active yeast that you get in most supermarkets. We're 8 grams off.
So top up a little bit of yeast and
Yep.
show me.
All
Yes,
good, chef?
Yes, chef.
Initial?
So, yes.
So 59 kilos of flour to make this dough, and that was like 8 grams off in one of the ingredients, and we had to correct it, which shows just how precise this dough is. It's very different to my world.
Baking is more akin to a science than
Yeah.
it is cooking. I think after today you can probably associate with that.
Absolutely. So,
Exact 2 minutes, chef.
oh, we.
And press start. Yeah.
Happy, chef?
Happy.
Cool. Still reverse bowl.
Forward,
Forward. Yep, that's on forward.
and then bring it to 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
This is a clarified butter. Don't forget to breathe, chef.
It's getting lighter though, so
Yeah. So you want to do that in 5 minutes? I mean, in 1 minute? Sorry. So not too fast, not too slow. So aiming that you finish everything in 2.5 minutes.
2.5.
Yeah, keep going, chef. Second part will be scraping it again.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well done, chef. Now, you see those segments over there?
Yep.
That's where you want to cut the dough.
Okay.
And put it on the bench.
And this is the same dough for all your lamination products? Yeah.
One of the things that we do at Lune that you may have experienced that is very different to most other bakeries, we don't sprinkle our laminator or the
Yes.
bench with flour.
Yeah. Not very floury for a bakery either, which is cool to see. Most bakeries you go to, you're like,
Yeah.
flour everywhere.
When we weigh up our dough or we like portion out our butter to laminate in, we're so precise about the gram of ingredient that we weigh.
Yeah.
That to randomly sprinkle an unknown amount of flour on the laminator, the belt of the laminator or the bench, that will completely change that perfect ratio that you've weighed up, which is why it's so crucial that our cube, which is our raw pastry kitchen, maintains its climate. We're so critical on the temperature and humidity, so we don't have to introduce an unknown amount of an ingredient to ruin that perfect dough that we've weighed out on day one.
It's very essential how you bowl up will greatly affect how you do the back step. Pushing out the sides here to emphasize the diamond shape. Product would be like a pause. What you want is you want to create a surface tension.
Okay.
Bring all those seams into the middle,
Yeah.
and then essentially rocking back and forth,
Okay.
and then turn it over. The last thing you want to do is you want to square off the edges here, so what like you do a slight pinch.
Yeah. Top over,
Yeah,
bottom in.
yeah. Turn it over. Okay. Yeah.
Bang on.
Yeah.
Mostly for Australian bakeries back then, the croissant was a token item that they felt they needed to have on the counter because that's what bakeries have.
Yeah, yeah.
But no love and care and attention was being put into the product. So I thought, well, maybe I can do it.
Yeah, yeah. I love that ambition.
Well, it's also what ignorance is bliss.
Yes,
you know, if you
yeah,
knew
yeah,
how
yeah.
hard it was, maybe you wouldn't do it, but you just dive blindly into the unknown and you're like, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah, it feels like making YouTube videos, but
I think you're pretty good at that.
no. So this is yesterday's dough.
Making sure it's nice and straight throughout. Pressing again. Sometimes it takes two just to wake it up.
Okay.
Making sure there's no air bubbles.
So pushing in the sides this way.
Yep.
See if I get this part right.
You can just be rougher as you're
Rougher.
pushing out the dough.
Okay.
And you want it to kind of taper out. So then when you do your corners, you're pushing it back
Because they're
in.
coming in like this, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are we happy?
Yeah.
You sure?
Happy enough.
Happy enough? I feel like that one's not going to make the cut. Can I get this one right? I'm not so sure. Man, you made that look so easy. How are we feeling? Why yours looks so much better?
It's fine.
It's no, you can be not kind, it's fine.
I think you can stretch that part out a little bit, just so
Okay.
it's more in line here.
Makes you feel any better. People don't usually start on this
No,
job.
yeah, I'm sure. It's an improvement, but it's still not great, is it?
It's called a learning curve.
Yeah. It's also very aware that I'm really slowing down your production this morning. This is just like muscle memory stuff. How many times do you reckon you've done this?
5.5 years.
5.5 years. That's
Yeah.
one of the better ones.
Yeah. Still nice and even, not as thin on the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, the biggest thing that I've taken from today is how different what you do here at Lune is to the world that I've come from.
Yeah.
I've worked in the past in a very linear fashion, in the fact that, you know, we'll walk into the kitchen, you prep the food, you serve it, you clean down, and then you start again the next day.
Yeah.
That's not how you work here. Things take 3 or 4 days to get ready.
I had the opportunity to spend time in this incredible boulangerie in Paris called Du Pain des Idées.
So sandwiching.
So that's laminating the butter into the dough, and you'll have the knockbacks that we did earlier this morning. My first thing is
There they
assessing
really
how the
practiced
batch
taking your
works.
time, taking things slowly, allowing slow fermentation to take place because that really develops complexity of flavour.
Sure.
You can hurry everything. You can do everything quickly, but
Yeah.
you won't end up with a product like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here at Lune, we make the dough on the first day and it has a short period of time at room temperature where it has its first rise or fermentation.
Yep.
But then we pop it in the fridge and it has a long, slow, cold fermentation for 24 hours.
Yep.
And it's really like, you know, we're not doing work on it at that stage. It's doing work itself to create, I guess, the reaction of the yeast and the flour and the enzymes to develop that like more sourdough-esque quality of the dough.
Yeah, yeah.
Your dough ball ups affects how your knockbacks are, which then affects how easy this is.
Yeah.
And then depending on how nice and even your sandwich is,
Yeah.
depends on how nicely they roll out on the bend, on the belt. And then when we do first turns on the bench in a second,
Yeah.
you'll see how, whether they're nice and straight or whether
Great.
they're a bit chunky.
I definitely didn't do these ones.
Yeah, they improved in the fridge.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
They just set.
When the pastry chefs arrive on day 2, they pull the dough out of the fridge and then start the process of lamination, so creating the layers of dough and butter, which is a multi-hour process
As I
each morning.
unravel, I want to make sure it's all nice and straight the whole way.
Yep.
So we're just going to keep trimming until we've got butter going all the way through. Folding our dough over.
Okay.
You want to go 2/3 of the way.
Yep.
Going to pick this side up.
Yep.
I go over the dough and then I'll pull it back,
Back.
and push it all forward.
Okay.
To your palm, you're going to go 1, 2, 3. I do one press in the center.
Yep.
And then you pick up the whole dough.
Yep.
That's what you're going to use to measure whether you've lined it up nicely or not.
Okay.
The majority of the raw pastry chef's day is spent turning those batches of dough and butter into the final shaped products
Yeah, right.
that then have a second long fermentation in their final shape
Yep.
overnight in our provers
Yep.
and then are baked the next day.
You can re-trim,
Yep.
or if it's just a little bit,
Yep.
we're fine to just kind of zhuzh it to make
Zhuzh
it. It's great when you write the recipes and you try to say zhuzh.
Happy?
Happy. Looks great.
We could do it quicker, obviously. It's like taut to new pastry students that it can be done quicker, but
Yeah.
I think I learned good things take time.
Yeah.
And you've got to respect and appreciate
Yeah.
the process that the ingredients have to go through even by themselves to get an incredible end product.
So this is the second turn. Make a guideline.
Yeah.
Really important that your cuts are really nice and straight. So then the batch turns out nice and straight. This is the cut.
I only spent a month in the boulangerie in Paris,
Right.
and my job was making the dough. And then when I came back and started Lune, I had in my head that I knew how to make croissants. But I made the dough, which I was super confident about doing, and then I realised that I didn't know what to do next.
This one goes to the trim box. This one, we want to bring that in.
The center?
Yeah.
And so I applied an engineering mindset to reverse engineering like the end product that I wanted to create.
I'm happy with that. It's nice and straight. It's the first time I've got a batch so straight, chef.
The camera.
In the process of doing that, I ended up kind of completely changing the technique of that classic French way of making croissants. But it does mean that we're still open to innovation on every part of the 3-day process. So if one of our pastry chefs has a better idea of how to do part of it, they are allowed to present it to us and test it. And if it's better than the way we make it, it becomes the new way we do it.
Amazing. There's good.
Do what your heart says, chef.
So that was the lamination process done, and I didn't quite think it would be as hard as it was. It was very technical, really precise and very focused. Next up, we're about to go and try and shape a traditional croissant. This is a complete art form, and it's everything that we've been working towards throughout the day leads to this point. I don't know how successful I'm going to be at this. I have a funny feeling I'm not going to be very successful at all, but we'll give it a go. I'm not super confident at this one.
This is a marking rulers, which is custom made.
Yep.
We need pizza wheel and we need the paring knife and a
Straight
cutting
ruler.
This
Center.
is my center mark there.
Yep, my first experience of Lune is this building here in the pretty early days. I remember coming here and just being like, walking in and being flabbergasted by not only the product, but I think the whole
space.
experience. You were one of the first places that I've been to that kind of got that got branding, that got the space, and it certainly, I think, took a path in your business that you couldn't turn back from, where you have queues outside your bakery.
So the early model of Lune was in a tiny little shop in a bayside suburb called Elwood, and it was kind of in the middle of nowhere. It was hard to get to by public transport. We were only open 3 days a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yay!
So we were selling out within 45 minutes of opening. And we realised pretty quickly that we can't keep that up because ultimately people will stop coming because it's so hard to get them.
Left hand, 4 fingers.
Yeah.
We're wanting to stretch the pastry approximately 85%, which is aiming for the length of the batch.
Yep.
It can rip, pulling it all the way down nice and even,
Yep.
splitting the neck.
Yep.
We would
Fortune
open with
cookie, even
typically between 400 and
symmetrical
600
ears.
pastries a day.
Yep.
We would open the door at 8 a.m. and there was a line of 120 people wrapped up around the block. The first person would often arrive at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's the good track. Film that one.
As you know, normally pastry chefs are in a small room out the back with no windows. You don't see daylight for the entirety of your shift.
Yep.
But Cam and I were the pastry chefs at the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be stuck in a room out the back. I kind of wanted to be in the thick of the action, seeing people enjoy the pastry.
Yeah.
Cam's like, oh, you know that scene in Ocean's 11 where they build this perfect replica of the bank vault in the middle of a warehouse on the docks?
Yeah.
He's like, we could do that, but we could build the kitchen in the middle.
Amazing.
And so we started to, I guess, imagine this idea for this glass cube. And I guess initially it was the idea so we would have entertainment, but it's had that beautiful added effect that the customers and our guests can see the product being made and appreciate the precision and the care and attention to detail that we put into
Do you
it.
have black hot hands?
Yeah.
I can feel it in the butter. Yeah, cool them down on the bench, or some people sometimes have to put their hands in ice.
Yeah.
We built the entire kitchen thinking about like the journey of a croissant and the experience of a pastry chef making it. If you think about how a chef works and you see someone working in an environment that was created for them, like function came first and then form, this beautiful form, watching people work in the space came after that. 10 years on in this space, I don't think it's dated. I think it's still as beautiful and timeless and relevant as it was back then.
Yeah, absolutely. If anything, I think it's kind of aged well.
Yeah, so you can take this one and we'll put it in the prover ready for tomorrow. Okay, so we put it in the fourth one along and we just need to cross this guy out because he is in there.
These are ready.
Ready to go?
When you touch it, it's like bouncy.
Yep.
It's not sticky, not tacky.
Yeah, okay.
So you're looking that it's starting to grow out, and then this cut line, so where the pastry
Yep.
is being cut, is like angling.
Coming in.
So the gradient is getting
Yeah.
less steep.
Or the camber in Formula One terms.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
My childhood dream was to work in Formula One designing the cars. I managed to achieve my dream at the age of 23.
Do you feel the therapeuticness coming in?
I do. I could do this for hours. It's an incredibly young age to have that thought and that maturity to say, actually, I've worked for, the last 15, 20 years to get to this goal, and it's not for me.
When I finally did achieve that job, I had a big dream about what that would look like built up in my mind. I had high expectations. I had worked so hard to get there, as you said, for like over a decade with this singular dream. I developed depression and then an eating disorder as a way to cope with this disillusionment of my dream. And I got very, very ill. When you do suffer from an eating disorder, all you can think about is food. You're starving your body, so it's just sending signals to your brain all day to eat. And you dream about eating the things that you love eating. And my mum was an amazing home baker and always made sure the cupboards were full of something delicious for us when we were growing up.
It's a really open oven.
Yes.
Good job.
How stressful.
I gained, I guess, some feeling of hope and fulfillment through baking at home after work and like just going through that methodical process of following the recipe, weighing things perfectly, following the methodology, and then pulling out of the oven something beautiful and delicious that made people happy.
Yeah, incredible.
Cruffins were invented by Kate, fun fact.
There you go.
She's the inventor
She's
of
an
the
inventor of the
cruffin.
cruffin. This product, the cruffin,
The cruffin.
that was your invention. That is now in every bakery in the world almost.
When we roll out a batch of pastry, we trim off the top and bottom of the batch because as it gets towards the outside, the lamination kind of peters out, so it's less perfect.
I'm definitely not a pastry chef.
And we want to provide like the croissant, the pain au chocolat from the perfect pastry in the middle. And one day I'm like, I feel like I'm throwing out good pastry here, that we could be using it for something. It's still all the same ingredients.
But now we
make
so
so
many that we actually just run batches of cruffins.
I had a muffin tin under the bench and I just knotted it up, 6 knots of pastry and proved them. And the next morning when I woke up, there were these kind of perfect flowers. Like they look wonderful.
Yeah. What ones are we pulling off?
So
This guy for sure.
this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. It's actually very difficult.
Yeah, you show us how it's done.
I gotta be fair, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're wonderful because they allow croissant pastry to be used as a vehicle for other flavours and textures. And allows our pastry chefs to get really creative with, a different experience with croissant pastry.
Cruffins!
Cruffins.
Nice.
Done. What's your favourite pastry?
If I had to pick one to eat for the rest of my life, I would pick the traditional croissant. I've got to love all the children. I've got a really big soft spot for the morning bun. That was inspired by Liz Pruitt's tartine morning bun. One of them, fresh out of the oven, is a thing of beauty.
What's your favourite pastry?
Queen Amman,
Oh.
which is actually...
No hesitation either, I like that.
I've had 8 years to think about it. I could eat a warm Queen Amman every day for the rest of my life and I would be a happy lady.
Queen Amman, which it's a pretty clear staff favourite.
This one's got extra butter, extra sugar.
Oh, aggressive.
Yeah. Someone once described it to me as sand at the beach.
Okay. There's so much sugar, it almost makes it hard to...
Before I started Lune, I don't think anyone in Australia, unless you were from Brittany, you didn't know what a Queen Amman was. I couldn't pronounce it. I built up the courage one day to order a Queen Amman, and the French woman behind the counter laughed at me.
Yeah, here you go.
Or probably scoffed at me, let's be honest.
The spiral needs to be going the same way.
And I had it and it was transformative. Like it was croissant pastry, but like I'd never had it before. And then I came back and I thought, well, maybe I'll try to make a Queen Amman, and it's very, very hard to make. And now they're known all over the world.
Yeah, they're everywhere. I mean, I love it because of it feels like the perfect balance. Like it's not too sweet, a little bit of salt at the end. Is there sugar in there as well?
Lots of butter, lots of sugar, like you would with the souffle mould. Except you don't need to paint it upwards. KA's phase 1 complete. Look, Andy's doing work.
Yeah, Andy's important.
So that's Queen of Ma'an. My #1 favourite pastry of all time. Slightly salty, slightly sweet.
Delicious.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And you could just keep going.
Yeah. You were famously never did wholesale, and still largely you don't do wholesale?
Well, we
Or
only do one now.
one account.
So the amazing Jo Horgan, who owns Mecca,
Yes. Yeah.
she reached out to me when I was on holiday in Italy and said, we're opening our Mecca
Yeah.
on Burke Street,
Yeah, yeah.
and we're going to have Cafe Mecca, and I only want your croissants.
Yeah, yeah.
And you don't say no to Jo Horgan. Like, so many of her values
Yeah.
intersect and align with Lune's
Yeah.
and my own.
Yeah.
It felt like a really natural fit to us.
Getting the hang of it?
No.
Like, we bake fresh all throughout the day. Like, we
Yes.
don't just do 1 or 2 bakes.
Yeah.
Like, every moment there's croissants in the oven going.
Yeah.
And once you've eaten a croissant that's 15 minutes out of the oven and, you know, the shell's crunchy, but then the layers inside are still like soft and a bit tacky and buttery, and there's a puff of steam. You don't want to eat a croissant any other way. For us to be able to serve it fresh out of the oven, the Lune experience, being able to watch the pastries being made, it's, as you said, it's not just coming in and buying a croissant, it's an experience.
Yeah.
And I think Lune has become more of an overall experience rather than just coming and getting a croissant.
Yeah, I agree. 5 stores now?
7.
7 stores now?
7.
One-
3 in Melbourne,
Yep.
2 in Sydney, 2 in Brisbane.
in Brisbane.
And we've got a couple more exciting ones on the slate.
Amazing. Is this one of your top sellers, the almond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. In Brisbane, it is the top seller.
Right, yeah.
This might be difficult, but
Sure.
just try. And then when it's lined up and tight,
Yep.
I hold my pinky to the end of the French line
Yep.
and then lay it down. And I don't let go of the tension.
Okay.
And then as my pinky supports the bottom and this creates like an L shape here,
Yep.
I tap it in
Yep.
to the French because you really want it to stick all the way down to the base of the croissant.
Okay.
Easy.
Easy. What's the worst that can happen?
How many years as a chef?
25?
You got this.
Yeah.
2 croissants.
2 croissants. Yeah. Shake it more.
Shake it.
I like that. That looks good.
Yes.
I'm nervous to look.
Remember, it can be fixed.
Yeah. I don't think that can be fixed. I always thought it was just done with like tweezers.
That might be easier for you.
Yeah.
We'll just pretend. Just do the edit. And
Yeah.
This will be the hardest thing you do in your...
My wife.
That's much better than your first one.
Oh, I hope so.
Yes.
Can't really get much worse than that.
So the next one we
It's definitely not as good as yours.
Next one we try not to squish it down.
Yeah, I did notice. And then you
that.
still have a close tie to the Melbourne Grand Prix.
Absolutely.
You guys have a stall there every year.
We do. Next year it'll be 3rd year running.
Oh, incredible.
And that does feel like such a wonderful full circle moment for me.
Pretend that I'm putting this one
Exactly. Go.
Nailed it.
Wow. I'll pretend I put this on down. Oh my god.
It's still a sport that I love,
Yeah.
and maybe I love it even more than before I worked in it because I now have this deep appreciation for all those people working back in the UK who don't get to travel to the races, and they're, you know, working huge amounts of hours behind a computer to make the spectacle that we get to enjoy come to life.
Yeah.
All the F1 teams love it, so many of them order pastries from us over the weekend, and it feels like maybe that was how I was meant to work in Formula One after all.
Yeah, I like that.
At least they're in the same direction.
How did I do?
Perfect. Very rustic.
Very rustic. How long have you been working here?
Almost 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How's your executive chef?
The best. So funny. Just joy in our lives. Daily.
Going?
This is what she demands.
I do know something. But I don't stop her either.
Are you still a Williams girl, or are you?
I am.
Yeah.
It's hard not to be. I think, you know, they were the team that I dreamt of working for, and I was actually lucky enough to be there when Frank Williams was still
there?
very
No
active.
way. Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's pretty special.
It's pretty special.
Literally one of the icons of the sport.
He's so steeped in history and like
yeah.
the success that his team's had. So what do you think about Oscar Piastri?
Love Oscar.
He is one of the nicest, most down-to-earth people. We're due a world champion.
Yeah, I think so too.
And he'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
And he's also got a great surname.
Yes.
I mean, it's very close to pastry.
I could sit here and talk about Formula One all afternoon.
Yeah, me
with you.
too.
But this has been amazing. Congratulations on your success.
Thank you. Thanks for coming to Lune and seeing what we do. It's been really momentous for us as well. It meant a lot.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. Go watch your Formula One race.
Yeah, love it. Thanks, Andy.
So that's Lune, an incredible bakery that goes to show you that both precision and creativity can live next to each other in a beautiful harmony. I absolutely love what these guys do here, and if you're ever in Melbourne, Brisbane or Sydney, you should definitely check them out.